Hello friends, again welcome to my channel. Here we are getting the interesting information about the different immunological terms. So in the previous lecture we are discussing about some introductory part related to the process of phagocytosis. That is, which are the phagocytic cells, how there is the phagocytosis process it is carried out, which are the cells which are involved within this process. Now today in this second part of the phagocytosis, here we are discussing about the mechanism of phagocytosis. Now if those students who are not observe this video or who are not see this video, that is the part first of phagocytosis, please firstly understand the term of the phagocytosis and then see this second part of the phagocytosis. Now we are start with the process of phagocytosis. So as we are discussing the early lecture, preferentially these phagocytosis process, these are carried out by the macrophage cells, then the neutrophils. Now these are the major immunological cells which are present within our body and which are phagocytic in nature. That is, these are responsible for the process of phagocytosis. Now there are the two roles of this process of phagocytosis. The first one, it is for the antigen presenting cells. That is, in short we can say that it is the antigen processing. Antigen processing. And second one, it is the removal of waste material from our body. These two major functions, these are done through the process of phagocytosis. Now here we are focused towards how this process of the phagocytosis it is carried out within these phagocytic cells. Now there are the two basic mechanisms for the process of phagocytosis. The first process, it is the oxygen dependent killing of ingested material or ingested microorganism. That is the mechanism of phagocytosis which is oxygen dependent, and the another it is the oxygen independent mechanism. So firstly we are discussing about how this oxygen dependent phagocytosis it is carried out within these phagocytic cells. Now within this oxygen dependent, that is the name itself indicates what is the specificity of these mechanism. That is, there is the role of oxygen, or this process it is carried out in the presence of oxygen. Now within this, for the killing of ingested material or for the killing of ingested microorganism, within this there is the formation of reactive oxygen intermediate and reactive nitrogen intermediate. Means two types of the toxic materials or intermediate products. These are formed by the cells in the presence of oxygen. Due to that, this process it is oxygen dependent. That is the reactive oxygen intermediate and the reactive nitrogen intermediates. Now whenever there is the formation of reactive oxygen intermediate, now firstly we are seeing that is the initiation of process of phagocytosis. Within the initiation, firstly the material it is get ingested and it is transferred. Means with the help of phagosome, there is the ingestion of this microorganism or the foreign particle inside the phagocytic cells. Then these are get transferred within the phagosome. Now firstly, whenever there is the ingestion of this material inside the cell, there is the activation of membrane bound oxidase enzyme. Membrane bound oxidase enzyme it is get activated. Now what happens due to the activation of these membrane bound oxidase enzyme? These membrane bound oxidase enzyme it is responsible for forming the superoxide anions. Superoxide anions and the hydroxyl ions. Now both of these, that is the superoxide anions and the hydroxyl ions, both are highly toxic to the ingested microorganisms. Both are highly toxic to the ingested microorganisms. These are having the antimicrobial activity. And these are called as the reactive oxygen intermediate. Reactive oxygen intermediate. Now, preferentially, whenever there is the transfer of this phagosome to the interior of the cell, there is the fusion of this phagosome with the lysosome. That is the formation of phagolysosome. Formation of phagolysosome. Now, whenever there is the formation of these phagolysosome, there is the activation of myeloperoxidase enzyme. Now, myeloperoxidase enzyme. Now, this myeloperoxidase enzyme, it is responsible for formation of hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, that is the H2O2. This hydrogen peroxide, again it is also antimicrobial in nature. It is also antimicrobial in nature. Means within the formation of reactive oxygen intermediate, due to the activation of myeloperoxidase enzyme and the membrane bound oxidase enzyme, there is the formation of superoxide anions, hydroxyl ions and the hydrogen peroxides. And there is also formation of sodium hypochlorite, that is the hypochlorite ions and chloride ions. We know that these hypochlorite and chloride ions, these are also antimicrobial in nature. In the homemade bleach, there is the use of these hypochlorites for the purification of water, that is to remove the water microflora. So it is also highly antimicrobial in nature. So such type of the reactive oxygen intermediates, these are formed due to the activation of these two enzymes. Now we are switch over to the another type of the toxic intermediate products which are formed within this oxygen dependent pathway of the phagocytosis. That is the reactive nitrogen intermediate. Now we know that there is the two specific types of the microorganism on the basis of the composition of their cell wall. That is the gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. Within the gram positive bacteria, there is the presence of the peptidoglycan layer, and within gram negative bacteria, along with this peptidoglycan layer, there is the presence of outer membrane, that is the lipopolysaccharide membrane. So majorly these reactive oxygen intermediates, these are formed whenever there is the activation of these macrophage cells due to the lipopolysaccharide, and majorly whenever we are considered it in case of the mycobacteria. Within the mycobacteria, there is the presence of muramyl dipeptide, which is the major cell wall component in this bacteria. That is the lipopolysaccharide and the muramyl dipeptide of mycobacteria. Both of these are responsible for the formation of reactive nitrogen intermediate. Reactive nitrogen intermediate. These are responsible for activation of a specific enzyme that is called as the nitric oxide synthetase. Nitric oxide synthetase enzyme, that is the NOS. Nitric oxide synthetase. This nitric oxide synthetase enzyme, it is responsible for converting the amino acid L-arginine into the L-citrulline and the nitric oxide. Means here in the formation of reactive nitrogen intermediate, there is the formation of nitric oxide, which is an potent antimicrobial agent. Nitric oxide, it is an potent antimicrobial agent, and here it is formed due to the activation of a specific enzyme called as the nitric oxide synthetase enzyme, which is formed due to the activation of macrophage cells by either the lipopolysaccharide or by the major cell wall component of the Mycobacterium species, that is the muramyl dipeptide. Both of these cell wall component, these are responsible for the activation of this nitric oxide synthetase enzyme, and this nitric oxide synthetase enzyme, it is responsible for forming the nitric oxide from the L-arginine, which is an potent antimicrobial agent. So by this way, the oxygen dependent phagocytosis process, it is carried out. Now the second mechanism for the phagocytosis, it is the oxygen independent mechanism. Now this oxygen dependent mechanism, it is also called as the respiratory burst. Due to the respiration, here as it is carried out in the presence of oxygen, it is also called as the respiratory burst. The second one, it is the oxygen independent. Now, no doubt, as it is considered as an oxygen independent pathway, so there is no formation of reactive oxygen intermediate or reactive nitrogen intermediate. But here there is the role of lysozyme and another specific antimicrobial agent which can form by these phagocytic cells. Now here the major component present within these phagocytic cells, it is the lysozyme. We know that this lysozyme, it is a major hydrolytic enzyme responsible for degradation of major complex material. Along with that, within these, there is also presence of different types of the hydrolytic enzymes. Now, all of these hydrolytic enzymes, most of these hydrolytic enzymes, these are not requiring the oxygen for their activity. These are not requiring the oxygen for their activity. So, due to that, it is this mechanism of enzymatic activity, it is included under the oxygen independent pathway. Now, it is the one of the way. Now, but along with that, another specific characteristics of this oxygen independent pathway, it is majorly another potent antimicrobial peptides which are formed by these phagocytic cells. These are called as the defensins. These are called as the defensins. Now it is, in short, we can say that it is an antimicrobial peptide. Means it is peptides which is released or which is formed by these phagocytic cells which are having the antimicrobial activity. Now we are seeing how these peptides, these are showing this antimicrobial activity. Now within this, now these defensins, these are containing up to the 25 to 29 amino acids in length. 25 to 29 amino acid in length, and preferentially these are containing the 6 invariant cysteine residues. Cysteine residues, that is the cysteine amino acids. These are preferentially present within these peptide. Within this peptide which is having 25 to 29 amino acid, and within that the 6 invariant cysteine residues, these are present. Now these cysteine residue, we know that 2 cysteine residues, these are responsible for forming the disulfide bonds. So whenever these defensins, these are produced, these are form a circular structure. And these cysteine residues, these are present, and preferentially there is the formation of the disulfide linkage within this. Disulfide linkage within this. Now these potent defensing molecule, it is responsible for formation of the ion permeable pores. Ion permeable pores within the microorganisms, that is within the cell membrane of the microorganisms. Ion permeable pores within the cell membrane of different microorganisms. We know that majorly these cells, these are the become intact due to the semi-permeability of the cell membrane, and the intact of the cell wall, it is also present within these microorganisms. But whenever these defensing molecules, these are act upon these microbial cells, preferentially these are responsible for forming these ion permeable pores within the microbial cells, and due to that the different types of the positive and negative ions, these are entered within the cells, which is not commonly carried out. Due to that there is the bursting of the cells. Which is resulted into the death of the microbial cells. By this way, this oxygen independent killing of the microbial cells, that is the ingested microbial cell, it is carried out within the oxygen independent mechanism of phagocytosis. Now it is active against both the gram positive and gram negative bacteria, that is the Staphylococcus aureus, and different different types of the gram-negative bacteria. These are also get killed due to the activity of these defense cells. So by this way, there are the two mechanisms of the phagocytosis. That is, one, it is the oxygen dependent, which is called as the respiratory burst, within which there is the formation of reactive oxygen intermediate and the reactive nitrogen intermediate. The second one, it is the oxygen independent mechanism, within which there is the presence of lysozyme and different hydrolytic enzymes, and secondly there is the formation of defenses, that is, which are the antimicrobial peptides. And by this way, this process of the phagocytosis, it is carried out within the phagocytic cells, that is, either it is a macrophage cells or a neutrophil cells. So here it is the complete information about the phagocytosis. So if you like this video, please subscribe the channel and also share this video with your friends. Thank you.